Next, English Food for Thought. Topic Divine Treasure by Assistant Professor Megalingam from Dubai. Be blessed by the divine. Yeah.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். கேக்குதுங்களாமா?
வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஐயா. கேக்குதுங்கய்யா. ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்கய்யா.
May the whole world be blessed by the divine. May the whole world be blessed by the divine. May the whole world be blessed by the divine. Salutation to Guru Vedatri Maharishi. Good evening to all. Today our food for thought topic we are going to discuss is divine treasure. In this what we are going to see, what is this divine treasure, why they call it a divine treasure, and how it's formed, and how we are going to protect it or purify it. Divine treasure. So this is the agenda we are going to discuss today topic. So when you say that treasure, that divine, when you say that treasure, so what else comes to your mind? Just immediately, it's a golden treasure, right? With the gold in a pot, right? In a pots. So we see that this treasure, we heard in the stories. I don't know how many of you have seen that, but we heard in the stories that that's a treasure, there's a golden treasure in that. When we say to the people, there is a golden treasure in this place, so they are, they put the efforts and ready to take the ground with the unlimited of meters, feet, or wherever it is. So they're ready to dig the ground, irrespective to the kilometers or something. And similarly, they are ready to travel. If we say that this golden treasure is there across the sea or somewhere, they're ready to travel so much of kilometers to take that treasure. So the golden treasures people are ready to take here and there. But what this divine treasure? So this is a treasure which all living beings, all living things, all living things in the universe, everybody is having this treasure. So you no need to go and search anywhere else. It is there within us. No need to dig the ground. No need to travel across the country or travel across the seas and search this. It is there in the all living organism. This treasure. So this treasure, see, it is there in everybody. When the baby formed, when the baby formed in mother's womb, at the time itself, it carries all the imprints of the parents, right? It carries everything. Similarly, when you say about the plant, then its seeds, the seeds it carries all the imprints, which is their qualities and their characteristics, how it evolved. Everything is get imprinted. That's called a blueprint. We say so. Everything is there in the seed itself. So when the seeds start growing, this will comes whatever it is that imprinted, it will explode. It will get evolved in the trees, the trees and then plants, everything without, precisely it will grows. It grows with precisely whatever it is there in the seeds, whatever get imprinted the seeds precisely, it will grows based on the time and everything. Situations comes, it will grows precisely without any error. And this, and this treasure, for this one, it is there for everybody. Which is say that for humans, when we born, at the time itself, we are opening with an account. Okay, we are opening with the account. It's an invaluable treasure within us, which is a precious treasure. We can use to say that. So what these accounts? When you born, we can open with the account called imprints, right? With imprints, that's nothing but our the quality and our characteristics. Everything it is there, and everything get imprinted in the in within us. It get imprinted in that. It carries. It is like a massive kind of data. We used to say massive storage data, right? It's a massive storage data, or we can say that the supercomputer chips. That also we can say that we can impose unlimited kind of imprints. It is there in the data. Not only the imprints of whatever we are happens, everything stored. It's like heredity wise, heredity from our ancestors, from our parents, from the universal, from the universe of evolution of universe. So everything it is there in the It is get imprinted, it compressed, it is there in that data, or it is there in that treasure. Okay, it is just completely it is there. And what's going to happen in the future, for the future, for the links, what we're going to give to our generation, next generations, it is also get imprinted within this. So that's why it's called as a treasure. And since it is, since it's having a evolution of the universe and complete what's happening, evolution of the universe from where it's get evolved, and what is this from the particles, from the infinite energy particles, how it formed, and then from the energy particles, how this elements, 5 elements came, and from the 5 elements, how this planets, and from the planets, how again this living organism, first sense to second sense, up to sixth sense, to know where we are. So everything is get imprinted and everything composed in that treasure. That's why it is called as a divine treasure. That's why they used to call it a divine treasure. That's a Maharaj saying this is a divine treasure. Okay. So this is composed of everything. Everything it is there in the it is composed of everything. It is there. It's stored uh, in our genetic centers. That is called nothing but our genetic center. Okay, in this genetic center, which composed everything, right? It's composed of everything, whatever in the past, and it is the whatever going to happen in the futures. Everything is getting imprinted because when we born, we open with an account, right? That accounts that what we call as the karma, right? Sanchita karma. So what is called as a karma, and what we are saying that based on this only our things are going to happen. So our actions and deeds are going to happen. That we call as a personality also. That you can say it is a personality also. So these all get involved. These all get imprinted in the genetic center. That's the reason we should protect this. That's the reason we should have. That's the reason Mary is saying this is a divine treasure. So which is having all kind of data. You don't need to refer. You don't need to search anything anywhere else. It is there. It is inbuilt in everybody, right? Every living organism. It is getting imprinted. So all these secrets, what are we saying? Everything is there in the treasures that is called our genetic center. What we say, so genetics nothing but are the genetic center. So how it forms, so where it's located in our body, how it's formed, how it's formed in our body, where it's located, how things it's functioning. So everything we are going to see now. So how it is located, how it's formed actually. When you say about the body, so the body, we have three type of body. We usually say that one is the physical body, there is the astral body, and there is the causal body. So physical body is nothing but about the uh, which is our physical structure. It's composed of all cells and organisms. So it's composed of our that's what we can see through our naked eye. So that is called the physical body. And this astral body is nothing but, what is this astral body? So astral body is the life force particles, is the energy particles which keeps revolving around all over the body. This physical body is the first one, and then second is the peripheral, this area. This is astral body which is circulate all over the body. This life force energy which circulates. If astral body, if the physical body is outer layer, and the inner layer will be the astral body. And apart from this inner layer, then the next thing what we call is the causal body. Okay, causal body is nothing but this again. This life force particles will get dissolved, will keep on rotating, and it get dissolved. And then again this biomagnetism. This causal body is nothing but the magnetic body. They used to say it is called the biomagnetism, and this biomagnetism, it circulates all over the body, at its own speed, all over this body. This physical body circulates all over this body at its own speed. So we all know that, right? We all know that by nature, by law of nature, if any object spins or it circulates, it forms its own axis. This own axis, when it get intensified, and it forms its own axis. Similarly, here the lipose also rotating, so each form its own axis. It's get intensified, and again this biomagnetism, this magnetism, get intensified when it circulates all over the physical body, and that's what we are. This biomass only we are feeding as our sensory perceptions, what we are seeing. the help of this biomagnetism and biomagnetism only. So when this biomagnetism circulate all over the body, and it makes its center, it makes its center, it's get intensified, and it makes its center. That center is called as the genetic center, or it's a soul. What we can say that. So when this, this is get keep on spinning, our biomagnetism is keep on spinning around the intensified magnetism. It get magnetized in that center. So that center, which is called the genetic center. So this is how it is formed. So where it is located. So where this is located. So it is in the center. We say that it should be a center of the physical body. If we say that means physical body, it's the center of the height and the center of the width. Okay, which is where it's matching. It is got intensified there. Okay, that's what called it's the center of this one. So similarly, if you take any living beings or any things, where the genetic center will be located, it will be divided by its height and divided by its width. Where its point exactly means, where it be the center of that. So that is called the genetic center. So here also similarly, when it spins around the object, when it spins around the body, and it makes its own intensified things. So it will be the center of that. So this is how it is formed, and this is how where it's located. And how it's functioning, what is the purpose of this, how it's get functioning, so we all know the properties of this magnetism, properties of this magnetism, what we do, this attraction and repulsive force will be there always. So when this biomagnetism gets circulated all over the body and makes its center get intensified there, automatically what happens? This have its feature of attraction. There's some attraction force will happen. Each and every life force particles spins around each and every step, and there is an attraction will be there. So this attractions, what we call, as a biomagnetism, it passes through outside, and it's get the imprinters, and in these imprinters are get contracted within this, it get imprinted within this. And when it repels, then automatically this biomagnetism as a reflection as a thoughts into our brain cells as a thoughts. So this is the way to function it's making. One is for the attraction force. With attraction force is getting all the imprints are get imprinted in a dotted cell, and when when the repulsive force comes in it, and then it reflects in our thoughts. So these are the two functions it mainly capable of this one. Okay, and then how it get imprinters, how the imprint is happening within how the imprints are happening in this. So when you see that, when you see any object or something, so this, this biomagnetism energy only reflecting, biomagnetism energy will be reflecting. When you see some object, it's get reflected, and then again this will get in a minute level. It will get imprinted in our brain cells. Okay, this will get imprinted in our brain cells, and then after this, this the after this get imprinted in our brain cell, and same thing will happens in our it get attracted to the our genetic center also. The same thing will get attract in our genetic center. So whatever we are seeing, it's get imprinted in the at a frequency level, some frequency level is get imprinted in our brain cells, and same thing will get attracted, and it get all the imprints are stored in the our genetic center also. Okay, it was stored in the genetic center. And similarly, when you think about that object, when it comes to match the situation based on the situations, the situations, and when you are under frequency, when you suppose if you're seeing some object at the frequency of let's say at 13 cycles or something, at that frequency it is get imprinted in your brain cells and in your genetic center. When the same frequency comes, when the same frequency matches, when the same situation comes, when you want to turn the situation, then again this this imprinters are get reflected, it get reflected in our brain cells and shows as a thought. So it comes as a thought. So this cycle is keep on get running. So what are the objects we are seeing is keep on get running. So this is how it gets it's imprinted in the genetic center, and how it's functioning because of the attraction repulsive is happening. So what the same things happening in our body, the same things happening in the universe also. How it's get universe get revolved, and how this biomagnetism is there. Similarly, universe also there is an universal magnetism is there. This is how the function of biomagnetism get imprinted within us. And this it consists of, and it's considered, we can say that in universe it consists of it's called as a force plenum, and consciousness, which is threes are get in a static force, it is get compressed in the genetic center also as a unified force. As a unified force, it is get compressed and it's functioning with the evolution, mutation, and the cause and effect. This are it gets function. So this cause and effect is nothing but what are the actions we are doing, it will get the result will get imprinted within us. So the same thing is getting reflecting. No, same thing is getting a reflecting of the actions. These are happening in the genetic center. So, and this will be the center, and this will be the main center of which is located in the vortex of our human body. That's called biomagnetism, which is there in circulate. It is there. So it is also called the center of the Mooladhara. We say that it's the Mooladhara, and it's the main center of the life force energy, and it's the main center of the biomagnetism intensified energy, and it is the center of a physical body. That's called three centers. Our sexual that is our sexual vital fluid. That is also get be stagnated and get deposited in this genetic centers only. So it will be the center of this three. Okay, it consists of the center of this three. So such things we need to protect. Such a things we have to protect, and we have to understand and give the due respect to the how it's functioning, everything, and it should not get impurities in this kind of imprints. You should not add any impurities to the genetic center. So this genetic center, which we can say that it is very common to everybody. So all the living beings are everything which is common, which are put with this kind of treasure within us. So it is very common. And why there is a difference is happening? Why there is a difference? Why there is a variations? It is there in each and every potentials. We can ask that. We can raise some questions. Why it is differ from others? When we have the same kind of magnetism, we are also having the same kind of genetic centers within us. Why it is get differed from everything? We all know that why men's are different. There's 7 things which you say that why how it differs actually, how it differs. So men's are different from in its physical structures and in its characteristics and in knowledge or wisdom, whatever it is, and by its fame, they differ from this fame and their health and their wealth. You can say that like 7 points. We can say that. And why the difference? That 16 reasons Marish is giving for this, and why there is a differ how it differs from the men, and why the reason they're saying it's a genetic center based on their food habits, based on the time, based on the nation, education, work, and the government of what they're living there, and the art, efforts, age-wise, and situations, research, habit, routines, and their morality. These things are 16 things are there. Marisha is given why the events are different from each other. So each and everyone should understand this, and based on their genetics and based on their imprints, based on their imprints, it get changes. So we cannot say that everybody will be in equal state. We cannot be say that everybody in equally treated, because they are different from each and every person. So only the people who be able to understand this, and then only they can know this. That's why they are different from all. Each and every potential of everybody is get different. So such things has to be, we get product of this. So how this genetic center, the impurities are get added to this genetic center? What are the reasons, main reasons Marisha given for this? Get impurities is added in these genetic centers. First, there's a list of undesired, a list of unsatisfied desire is there. That's the reason Marisha given introspection. You should moralize your desire. He's not saying that you should eradicate your desire. One should have moralized their desire. There's a list of unsatisfied desires within us. What happens when keep on adding the desire, which is not able to satisfy us? So it will get imprinted. It will get imprinted. Whether we can able to achieve these things, we are not thinking about that one. Just this thoughts came, and it's like our desire comes, and then we cannot able to. We know that we cannot able to achieve this, but still we are keeping on in our. It's getting imprinted. We forget that it's not get whether it's getting imprinted or not. We are forgetting that. So this is get imprinted within our genetic centers. And keep on, if you're adding and keep on this unsatisfied desire, which is unmoralized desires, keep on, we are getting adding in our imprints in our genetic center. Uh, whatever it will reflect, something, sometimes it will reflect this, it will reduce the reduce the efficiency of our activity, our thinking. It will reduce the our thinking power also. We cannot able to concentrate, we cannot fully concentrate. We have some kind of, we always used to, we cannot take any sharp decision also. Here and there we will, our mind will be not in a peaceful mind. So because of this unsatisfied desire within us, so we should, because of this, it get, impetus added, for this, whether we should understand whether we can able to do it or not. Something which you cannot able to do it, it's not beyond our capability, then we should rid the surface. We should remove from our, we should eradicate this desire. Otherwise, it will be unsatisfied desire, and otherwise it will spoil, will get imprinted, as the impurities in the genetic center. And next thing, second thing, is just saying conflict of lies due to the mind, deeds, and words. So there is always some conflicts of lies will comes. We know that we are thinking that nobody is watching us, right? Nobody is watching us, and nobody knows what are we are doing. But we knows, but ourselves we know that what is happening there, everything is getting imprinted within us. So what we are doing, something, if you're doing any wrong things, something is there. And if you're telling to others, no, I didn't do this, we are saying that, no, I didn't do this, I done very correctly to my knowledge, we are saying that. But we knows, internally we know, it shows, it tells always the truth, our inner hearts. That's why we're saying our inner heart will always say the truth. We know that. But when we say to the other people, we're saying, no, we are not doing, I'm not doing, I'm good at this, I'm good at this. But we know the inner thing. So this will also get imprinted, added in our genetic center. This will also affect our genetic center. Okay. This will get also affect in our genetic center. And by knowingly, unknowingly hurting others, hurting others. By knowingly, unknowingly. Knowingly, yes, you're hurting by physically or mentally, we are hurting. But unknowingly, you know, we are taking others' properties, without, in their absence. We are taking others' properties in their absence. We are taking them, stealing the other properties also. It's also get affected, in indirect way, it will get affected. That is also get recorded, and it's also get imprinted in our genetic center. So again, this is adding an impurities to our genetic center, which is spoil the our completely our efficiency, our our efforts, and our it will get spoiled that one. And then snatching and taking others property, others freedom of life, snatching of others freedom of life and prosperities of life, others prosperity. If you snatch, even if you, if you take others effort, and if you take others hard works, and you are getting name, you are getting fame on that, so it will also get affected. It will get affected if they take others property, and it will also get affected. The genetic center will also get affected within us. And then there is an immoral of foods, work, rest, and relationship. It will also get up, because if you take having a proper food, it's immoral of food, immoral of work, immoral of rest, it will get affected. There should be some maintain. We should maintain the limits and methods. 5 limits and methods Magus is given. You should maintain. Otherwise, our body will get affected. Now we don't know. No, until the age of 40, that's vital fluid is producing that. So after that, when it gets stops, then only we feel that how much they misuse their body. So it will all get, the result comes after the 40. Now after 40 it will comes. So this will also get affected. It will get affected in our genetic centers. And then impurities in thoughts. About, yes, whatever the negative thoughts are coming for us, impurities of thoughts. This will also get affected. So these are the points which will get affected, it will get affected, which is adding impurities to the genetic center. So when there is impurity in the genetic center, again we know that it is not comes again and again. We need to take a birth to, to get purified, and then it keep on. We are passing to the next generation also. We are passing to our next generations. No, this will not alone happens. This is not alone as an imprints. So what happens when you keep on this adding imprints in our genetic center? What happens at a set of point of time? There is an shortage will come, and there is a short circuit will happens in the genetic center. So when this short circuit is happen, there's a reason. Mainly, short circuits happen in a genetic center. There's a reason. It may be an accident or something. The age of which you cannot produce vital fluid, a proper vital fluid, and then due to this adding of impurities will also get affected our short circuit of this one. And then after what happens, this genetic center is an eternal, our body will get destroyed, that then the life force circulation will get stopped, and then we cannot get a sufficient amount of biomass energy. And then this process, what we say, it's a death, right? This process, what we call as a death, and the death is only for the body. It's not for our genetic center, So what happens? This undesired, this undesired wish are imprinted in the genetic center. It's get floated in the universal magnetism. It's get floated, and then based on this related this imprints, it will get attracts to. It takes another human body, and it will get attracts within it. So this cycles will keep on get continue until it get purified. So this cycle is called continue. So this is called, we say that's the life cycles, and it's keep on get continuing. So such things we should, we have an opportunity to get purified this, That's what Maharishi had given another, how to get purified this genetic center. So he's giving another 10 points. These points we can discuss now. There is first thing, you should respect the parents, guru, political leaders, and God. So everyone should respect these five peoples. Okay, first thing. And then one should live in a virtuous life. So virtuous life, we know that is a morality, duty, and charity. Everyone should live in this virtuous life. Then only you can, then we get purified. Morality, which is not hating others, physically or mentally. And we should do our duty and charity. And then we should do meditations, because of in order to purify our soul, in order to eradicate our eradicate our imprints. We should do the meditations, and then we should do the exercise, because of the three circulations we should keep, the blood circulation, air circulation, heat circulation. We should keep in a proper way. Then only there should be a harmony between our body and the life force will get. There should be harmony between our body and life force, and then our mentally also, our mind also. So for that, we need to do the exercise which is given to us, and then one should take care of one should have the responsibility to take care of their parents, wife, and life partners and their children. So everyone should have the responsibility of take care of parents, life partners, and children. Whatever they need, you should protect them, and whatever you should take care of. And everyone should know that how this total consciousness is there in everybody. We all came from the divine energy. We all from the God particles. So whatever the God within us, it is there in everybody. So that understanding should have everybody. We should knows about the law of nature. How it is there, and then one should respect the nature prosperous, which is nature prosperous, and what the materials which is developed by the efforts of men. So what are we converted? It's a material. So one should have to protect, and one should respect that, for this. And then one should treat everybody as the God within us, God's nature. So everybody having their God qualities in everything. So one should check, one should treat everybody as an universal brotherhood. One should brotherhood, like brotherhood, we should treat everybody. And then there should not be any enmity or revenge. There should not enmity and revenge in anybody of us. We all know that how it is spoiled our body, and that should, and we should not discriminate the men. We should not get differentiate the men in three in the by their nations, regions, caste, community, and their language. There should not be any differentiate. We should not see the human beings in a differentiate, like by the nations or by the religions, by caste or by community. We should not do, because we all form from the divine nature, and we all from the evolved from the divine. The Almighty is there within everybody of us. So that's why they call this is a genetics, and this genetics is the divine treasure. So this is a very important treasure which we have. So one should maintain this one and should protect this one, and we have to get purified with this genetic center, and this is because this is carrying on to our next generation also. So one should be very careful about how we are, how the things, our thoughts and deeds or words are get affected when we are doing actions with the genetic center. Uh, with this, closing this topic of divine treasure. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Be blessed by it.
Thank you so much, Aya. Very nice explanation about the divine treasure topic. It was very useful and very nice, Aya. Thank you so much, Aya.
Thank you, thank you, thank you all.
Okay, Nandri. If any have doubts, we can share with Aya. வாழ்க வளமுடன். No doubts and questions, Aya. Thank you so much once again. வாழ்த்துக்கள் கூறி இன்றைய பயிற்சிகளை நிறைவு செய்து கொள்ளலாம். அன்பர்கள் அனைவரும் உரிய நிலைக்கு வரவும். இன்று நமக்கு சிறப்பாக சிந்தனை விருந்து கொடுத்த துணை பேராசிரியர் மேகலிங்கம் அவர்களின் உடல் நலம், குடும்ப வளம், தொழில் வளம், ஆன்மீக தொண்டு, வாழ்க வளமுடன். இன்று நமக்கு சிறப்பாக தவம் ஏற்றிய துணை பேராசிரியர் நதியா விஜயசங்கர் அவர்களின் உடல் நலம், குடும்ப நலம், தொழில் வளம், ஆன்மீக தொண்டு, வாழ்க வளமுடன். இன்றைய பயிற்சிகளில் கலந்து கொண்ட நாமும் நமது அன்பு குடும்பமும் உடல் நலம், குடும்ப வளம், தொழில் வளம், ஆன்மீக தொண்டு, வாழ்க